Tonight on Connecticut's news station, Passing the Torch, President Biden explains to the nation why he won't be running for re-election. He looks back on his 50 years of service and forward to his hopes for the future. Fox 61 takes you inside the town hall meeting tonight where Bethany residents are demanding change. They're calling for the first select woman to resign because of her connection to a former Parks and Rec employee arrested for sexual assault. And on the day a woman convicted of killing her husband and hiding his body was supposed to face justice, police find another body in her home, and this time that body is hers.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
We begin tonight with remarks delivered by President Joe Biden, the first since his historic decision to bow out of the presidential election. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. The president started speaking at 8 p.m. from the Oval Office tonight. He discussed his decision to step away from the presidential race, saying there is a time and place for political experience, but now is the time for new voices. He also announced his agenda for his remaining 6 months in office, which he said he intends to serve out.
I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose. I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence or any violence ever, period.
Now, the president says he put party unity over what he described as a merited second term. Toward the end of his nearly 11-minute address, he reflected on his own political journey and what makes our country unique.
Nowhere else on earth could a kid with a stutter, from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claremont, Delaware, one day sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States. But here I am. I hope you have some idea how grateful I am to all of you. The great thing about America is here, kings and dictators do not rule, the people do. History is in your hands.
There is plenty to discuss from tonight's address, and later in the show, we'll take stock of the race for the White House. For now, head to our website, fox61.com, for more analysis. You can also download the free Fox 61 News app. Following an intense special meeting in Bethany last night, the Board of Selectmen met for a meeting of their own this evening. Parents in town are furious that they've been kept in the dark about child sexual abuse allegations made against a former town employee. And they've called on both the Parks and Rec director and the first select woman to step down. Fox 61's Kaylee Collins is live in Bethany right now with the latest. Kaylee.
Brent, good evening. It was at this meeting tonight that the Board of Selectmen was set to discuss some potential disciplinary action to be taken against the Parks and Rec director, that's Janice Howard, along with the assistant director, Anthony Cofrancesco. Now, this meeting got started at 6:30 this evening, and the board shortly thereafter entered into executive session. They've been inside that session ever since. It's been hours now. There's a crowd inside of the gym here at the Bethany Town Hall waiting to hear if there's going to be any action taken after that discussion. Now, the executive session does allow the board to meet privately about any of the agenda items, and there's no guaranteeing that they'll even make a decision regarding the two individuals' employment after this discussion. Angry parents and the community have been sitting inside, like I said, waiting for the public section of this meeting to resume. There's no exact timeline on when that might happen at this point. It did take nearly 3 hours for the town attorney to come in and give the crowd an update, and that exchange got pretty heated.
But I can't put an exact time frame on this.
Why did you tell us that an hour ago?
Because we did not know an hour ago how long it was going to last.
Now, in addition to discussing the future employment of those two leaders within the Parks and Rec Department, the town attorney was also petitioning for the entry of a full no-contact protection order. This would prohibit the suspect, Anthony Mastrangelo, from entering or being on any municipal property in the presence of or within 500 feet of any unrelated children under the age of 18. And we'll be hearing from one mother who who Anthony Mastrangelo allegedly, her child was allegedly abused by that suspect, who has some thoughts on what that order would mean. And also, this executive session is still going on as we speak. It's inching closer to about 4 hours now, and the crowd inside intends to wait for the public session to resume. They say they're not going to go anywhere, and there is no time limit on how long that executive session can go. If it goes well into the early morning hours of tomorrow, they're willing to wait to say what they have to say about all this. In Bethany tonight, Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Kaylee, thank you. Tonight we are following a stunning development in the manslaughter case of a Yukon health professor killed by his wife. 76-year-old Linda Kasuda Bagazi was supposed to be sentenced today, but instead was found dead inside her Burlington home by police. In March, Bagazi entered a guilty plea on charges that she killed her husband, a Yukon health professor, in 2017, and then continued to collect his paychecks. She was facing a 13-year prison sentence scheduled, as we said, to be handed down today in court. Neighbors telling Fox 61 tonight they believe Bagazi took her own life.
It was like a kick in the gut. I wasn't expecting, really, that she would kill herself.
Well, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner is working to determine an exact cause of death. Well, tonight we're learning more about a homicide in Meriden. 32-year-old Mariah Farrar was arraigned on assault charges in court today in connection to the deadly shooting of Beth Ndwija on Monday night. Now, court documents say a witness told police the victim was assaulted by at least two people, a man and a woman who was stabbed in the shoulder. Farrar was arrested following her release from the hospital because she matched the physical description of the female suspect and had a similar wound. Now, she faces charges of assault in the second degree and conspiracy to commit assault in the second degree. Prosecutors expect to file more serious charges soon. Farrar is expected back in court next month. Well, new tonight, a Windsor Locks man faces charges accused of rear-ending a state police cruiser in traffic and then speeding off. State police say the crash happened just before 4 this afternoon on I-91 north in Cromwell. Police say they were in heavy traffic near exit 21 when 18-year-old Tony Williams King struck the back of the cruiser. No one was injured. Police say Williams King was found at his home in Windsor Locks. He was issued a misdemeanor summons for evading the crash. All right, we've had a couple of great days, but there's reason for optimism this weekend. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, there is a light at the end of this long, dark tunnel. And I have to say, new tonight, I don't think tomorrow will be as bad as initially thought. We were concerned about thunderstorms in the afternoon. There is a chance for an isolated shower, but we've dropped the weather impact alert for Thursday afternoon because, again, it doesn't look like it will have as much of an impact. Right now, there's nothing going on the radar. However, you'll see some showers and thunderstorms off to the west. And although it looks like these are heading in our direction, I don't think they'll survive the journey. So there is a chance for a shower in spots overnight, but I don't think you'll wake up to the sounds of any thunder, and most of the state stays dry. Right now, we're looking at temperatures that are in the 70s, and we'll see overnight lows near 70 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. Tomorrow's still a mostly cloudy day. There's a chance it could be a bit brighter as we head through the afternoon. If you see that, we'll consider it a bonus. Again, a chance for an isolated shower and falling humidity. While it feels tropical in the morning, it's feeling less humid and definitely more comfortable by later in the day and especially at night. After that, we are looking at sunshine from start to finish, starting Friday, continuing into the weekend, and we have a warming trend to go along with it. We'll explain coming up, Brent.
All right, Rach, thank you. Well, right now, a 2-year-old boy is recovering in the hospital. Officials say he was shot in the hand and the foot last night. Police responded to the intersection of Route 110 and Osborne Lane in Monroe around 9:30 p.m. Officers say the boy's mother attempted to take him to the hospital but pulled over and called 911 instead. We're told the toddler was shot at his home on Wheeler Road. It's not clear by who. No arrests have been made. We have calls out to police working to learn more. And new tonight, a protest march for Sonia Massey here in Connecticut. A local Black Lives Matter group organized this gathering, calling for justice after a now fired Illinois deputy shot and killed the unarmed black woman. Massey had called police because she thought there was an intruder in her home.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And it don't matter whether you're in Connecticut, whether you're in Illinois, whether you're in New York, whether you're in California. This right here is a pivotal time in our history to say, yo, we are no longer going to be threatened. We hope and pray that Sonia Massey gets the justice that she deserves.
Now, following the protest, Brown led demonstrators on a march through downtown Hartford. Police body cam video from July 6th shows Massey moving a pot of hot water from the stove to the sink just right before the deputy opened fire, killing her. Sean Grayson is charged with first-degree murder, and if convicted, he could face life behind bars.